Hello, hello. I'm not sure if this works. Hello, hello. I don't know if it works. My regular microphone, um, it has to be plugged by computer, and computer's broken, and I dropped one off FedEx. So, yeah, and the FedEx employee was annoying, and I don't want to act like it. Up, ow, up, my finger, my finger, my finger. Ow, my finger. Ow. Ow, my finger. Ow, it hurts. Ow, it hurts. Okay, so it hurt my finger. Um, and then my, PC is broken as well. So yeah, but today, where my son says there was a big microphone and for podcasting supposedly, and I'm like, that microphone I need it. And I do want a podcast, but it sucks because I constantly contemplate in it. Like, bedroom. I'm like, no office. I'm like living room, kitchen, bathroom. I'm like, where am I gonna do it? I'm like, I need a microphone, and it's just like, this place is like obviously hill, and it sucks because, um, that I don't know. I daily um have the problem where I want to do it, but like constant contemplation or whatever. That how do I do it? Where I do it due to the conditions here, and it sucks where I come from. I mean, like, sure, there's plenty of dirty things, but you can even see on the camera, and so it would make more sense. Um, and it's not living, it would make more sense so much because there's like stories, but just like camera cannot show like everything, so it would make more sense for a podcasting if you don't have office. But yeah, office is like the way to go because you can just like not have personal stuff in there, and basically, so yeah, you can just decorate it. You don't need like personal things in there. Okay. um I don't like complain because, for personal reasons, I don't like to complain. I remember like Victoria's Secret models using this. Um, and I'm like, does it work? I cannot tell. I'm like, she was talking about Andrew Tate. And I'm like, oh my god, that is a small microphone. And so I actually have for it, it actually comes with a changeable adapter, USB things. So you need the iPhone and everything, which is cool. And so yeah, I don't know what this is. Oh, iPhone. It must be iPhone. And but I'm not sure if it works. But it is so cute and tiny, tiny thing, and you clip on yourself. I don't know. Like I wish it lasted like 24 hours at least, so I don't have to worry about it charging it. So that would be sad. So yeah, like today is like will go like a hardest day, even though all my life goes through hard days, and basically it's just like somebody says, like it's like you it just conflicts everywhere. It's just like fuel and matches, and I feel like that's how it is. But I don't like complaining, and I don't like complaining for one personal, like my likes, but all other advice is that it's like I'm not trying to come out like as if that I'm gonna dominate like complaints and conflicts in America. And in my opinion, there is a bunch of conflicts that are greater, that way on a rate that I'm going, than conflicts that I would be able to talk about it that happened to me, I feel like. But regardless, talking back about my computer that I sent it to FedEx, their employee was so annoying. Once again, like a lot of people complain about a customer service with the people, but just like breathing loudly and stuff. Like I mean, they always act like they're doing their job, and they're calling you ma'am like freaking around a billion times, and overly misusing their name and your pronouns, and then basically, things like that. Then I'll move on quickly off of that was so gross. It was like, I hate speaking gross things, but it sure was. But people like cannot trust each other. That's, their minds, and they cannot trust each other based on disliking each other as well. And so basically, again, like, a lot of people, good people, they'll say that I don't trust anybody but my family. And I understand where that's coming from. I mean, nobody will have your back like one. And so I definitely understand that one. It sucks that we can just do what we want to do. I mean, yes, people always act like their fantasies, like they do what they want to do, but they don't really do it for real. And it's just like you just can't like take people, random people, and just like accept not only accept them, but also like what would you accept from them? However, like um the authorities, like, investigation of basically things that they do about individuals, from psychology to like perspective of their performance. It's like, well, they using a toilet example. Why would you feel okay, one video or both of them? Example. I mean, I broke the record of the today I got abused as well. Can you stop using that? You sound like idiot. I just stop. And I did slip again today, and I'm like, you're making me talk. I don't even want to talk. And I'm like, if you didn't make me talk, then I will not use this word. And so I usually just sit there quietly, just so I don't talk to people and I don't use the word, and I just don't say anything. And so if I don't have to, but they usually make me talk. And I guess the example comes out. It's crazy. And so yeah, like, I'm not trying to dominate America with the conflicts. I can say that there's so many conflicts people have, and that, like, somebody could possibly beat it. Not everybody can beat it, those conflicts, but there's certainly a bunch of issues, like, in every month of my life. And basically, like somebody says, it's like fire and a gas. And it's actually, I did have fire in my stove as well. And that's been making me feel restless as well. The freaking stove inside sits on a fire. I ended up using the fire equipment, and it got out. And so luckily, when firemen come, they didn't get hurt, and they were able to do simple things. I don't know, they brought a big fan and stuff, and then they left. But thank God it was just uncomfortable freezing water outside, and walk and for a couple minutes and leave. By I'm really happy about it. At the end of the day, outcome of that, didn't want anybody burn their fingers or anything, so that would have been pretty much chaos. Okay, so today, I mean, this podcast is gonna suck really badly because, like, I just gonna talk about it detail wise, because anything that could be like people's rights violating it, and illegal, and illegal has to stay out of the podcast. And could be anything in illegal matters, but a lot of people be like, anything can be in illegal matters. I mean, I'm not. Wait, either I'm not afraid of it or I'm afraid of everything. I do get, obviously, like, a lifestyle where it's like the fears activated, 24/7, but so then I'm not really sure to separate it. Am I afraid or am I not afraid? I guess I'm not guaranteed, but I do know based on the data, spending time in a court and somebody telling me that I violated somebody and I have defamed them, I'm like, oh my god. I would be like shocked. And I'm like, what the hell? This is a big accusation. This is, first of all, made it up. And it's like, no, look, you're on the TV or something. I don't know. You said this about them. And you ended up basically defaming them. I don't know, but I'm like, it's really complicated how creativity can be used for somebody, and like language and vocabulary. But then you're gonna bring that and like be like and actions of somebody like they did and be like you defamed somebody. And again, it happens where people do sue people for that type of basically behaviors. And basically, I'm like, I don't want that type of problems. I mean, any legal problems. So, I mean, this podcast will suck. Just will not have every details in it. It'll just be creative podcasting. So, I had to go SSA office. I never been in there. So I was like, I applied with it, so like Foxen and people mail things out, but I never been there. And so since they have actually suspended me, and as I figured, it has to do with the basically some stock account that I opened it up. And what happened was that they requested for it the documents. And but they requested lots of documents. They requested me like, first of all, they caused me like lots of problems. So every bill has to be relied on it, their money. And so if they ended up suspending it and cutting off and eliminating it, but they call it suspending it, but like, well, okay, it's suspended because you're using future time, but you causing problems with contracts and businesses. Like, not saying they care about me, but the bottom of the line is it's like massive damage and disruptions. So there is a disruption that comes basically all over the places. This one is like really really like small portions. Like housing voucher will pay 55% for a housing, and SSA will pay 44%. And so somehow the housing gets paid, and it's like less than perhaps some people's housing bills, but overall that's like how money is being collected for it for the housing. And like that category and causing it for me problems with us. So they expected I saved the SSA, and then I ended up giving 2,000 for the back pays of for suspensions for my account. So issues like that anyhow. But as I mentioned in my other video, I was like not really eligible supposedly for an SSI because everybody knows it, like by my age anyhow, and even like teens know it. The SSI is like you get a lot less than anything. And well, like unless you had a like good job, paid you a lot of money, and your money will like exceed and surpass with like anything that somebody who basically they're not working, or they have, like, I don't know, collected very small money and a minimum wages, and they're not hours they lacked working, and any category of them, they will get like a lowest of it, like that 914 bucks. They'll get that. And so yes, a lot of people get that, but a lot of people cannot make it that based on their life. Like, if you made a lot of money and you have basically like a lot of bills, and like some people I know, like your SSI would be basically higher. But yes, your income will decrease when you retire, stuff like that, because you want to have same income coming in, and you will have to rely on your savings and stuff like that. But the people who don't have that, what they rely on it, 100, I mean, not 100, 914 bucks. That's what they relying on it. I've explained in a previous video, which also I had some cute microphone. I'm not sure how well it works, but it sure isn't like big microphone like I wanted. That I saw today at my son's place, and there's like microphone, a huge microphone. It just helps podcasting, and it helps to clearly hear or something. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I care about the videos without microphone. Anyhow, and so you have 914 bucks to stay on the truck, and that's what some people will get. There is that category of people completely poor, that category of people completely have no money and to survive, and a majority of them depend on it, like family members or somebody, and so they use the money, they just somehow get by it, like off each other, and that's how they get by it. I don't have somebody to get by off of it like that. So never mind with the like why collect SSI, but so basically situations like that where it's like, wait a minute, I have a housing voucher, I'm responsible for bills, and I'm by myself, and it's this SSA was or SSI, and with SSA the business was applied 2019. It did not go through it 2019. They actually denied it. So they come like 2020 or 21, and be like, they give me a hard time, obviously bullying it, like I'm not eligible for it, and your disabilities, this and this, like where is the proof and stuff like that. Even if there were the therapist who filed bunch of stuff, there was person who did an application, and her name is the last name is Matthews. Then there's a person took over, Victoria, and then so they were like a same program, and but that Matthews decides to quit her explanation that district, and sound out to me because she contacted Jimmy. But yeah, she swiftly disappeared, and Victoria comes. And when I told them Victoria why the Matthews disappeared, because I was trying to figure out if she had any information, and I knew the Matthew was being sneaky or something. She's like, didn't look like it. She believed it. She's like, no way. And I'm like, just trying to get information. Like, she knows why she ended up leaving, because it was obviously a lie. But anyhow, she did applications. Then she put her hands down, passing on it. Victoria. So there were several people. Now I don't know why I'm telling it this. Okay. Who ended up doing applications 2019. Yeah, it took a while, and they denied it. Exactly, they bullied me, and they told me what are mental issues, and oh yeah, bullying, mental issues, eye rolls, and basically hostilities as well. And when somebody acts disregarding and bullying, like, oh, you need to see a doctor. I'm like, what doctor? I've seen a doctor, like regular doctor, and I'm like not in a pain. What I need to go see a doctor for, and I have therapist for like 3 years. What a doctor, and basically anyhow, but my unemployment checks, which were worth nothing, stopped. So they're like, you know what, I guess you're gonna be collecting a SSI this time because you have no income. And they ended up giving me SSI based on the, and SSDI, they didn't give it to me. They told me I had to see a doctor. And as previous video I mentioned, and they told me COVID-19, and they ended up delaying it with bunch of sarcastic behaviors additionally, and was asking me, will you see Pastor and me with doctor? As much as I felt shamed and really really degraded and crazy, what I'm gonna see a doctor for without any types of reason. I had to agree. I had a discussions with the Victoria, my therapist prior, and I had to agree on it. Okay, I'll see the doctor and I will see it. And they're like, we'll give you the appointment. We will mail you the appointment. You will see the doctor. I'm like, yes, I'll see the doctor. And then basically they never contacted me, and Victoria was working on the case, and every time she also had obviously COVID-19 restrictions and stuff, and so every time it was like me mentioning to her that the SSDI doctor appointment, back and forth again. She's like, okay, I'll work on it. And just bottom of the line is that 2019 until 2022, till Victoria has left, that from the case, that it went on and on till she told me that they did not find you eligible. And I said that this is like trick, because they told me I need to go see a doctor, and I didn't even proceeded that, and so you cannot just cancel somebody out of the plan. She was really not good with telling me anything more than they didn't find me eligible, so that's closed. I got SSI period. And I'm like, Victoria, that we began applying SSDI and SSI, and basically, and they told me I gotta go see a doctor, and this COVID-19 will interrupt the dates, and I've been waiting for this, and they told me, you want to get your money, you have to see a doctor. And that's what they told me over the phone. And when we talked about it, you told me, how far will I fight this? Will I use a lawyer? I'm like, because of all of this filing, I'm not responsible for it, and I don't support it. I mean, I don't know, and I don't have money for the lawyer. It's not my actions. I don't know if I could support it, but I do know it, that I do need the money. So basically, I'm like, what? Do you got a lawyer? She says, maybe. And I'm like, well, I do need the money, and if they deny me, then I might have to basically fight. But I'm like, she was supposed to contact a lawyer, and lawyer will also help her a few other questions. Why my son was not on it, which basically application Matthews, who did the application, she did not place my son on it, saying, why should you sit in it and pay for anything for him if he doesn't live with you? But it sounds like outside from human rights, it just sounds like make it up. But I'm like, and it might not be make it up that he's not living with me, but he still is my son. And so I'm like, there's other people who have more kids than me. Why should they have more kids than me? I'm like, why would he practice such a belief that is incompatible with the reality? But anyhow, Rebecca did not put my son on application, and I don't know why she did not put my son on application. I don't know if Rebecca was wrong. I mean, okay, Stricken, not Rebecca Matthews. I don't want to say her full name. I don't want to state her full name and everything, but I mean Matthews. And basically, um, so, so I don't know if she's wrong yet, like her beliefs. I just know that, he is my kid, and, um, um, I'm like my eyes. He is my kid, and basically, so I just don't know. Like I stick with it, like my own, um like identity stuff, and I don't know how it works in the real world, my own identity stuff, and I don't know what the Rebecca's character not as well. But it just, so I'm not guaranteed with a legally, I'm not guaranteed confirmations of it. I'm just speaking from it like he is my son, why he's not an application. Anyhow, as I ended up getting, no calls for SSDI, no doctor appointments, and Victoria was not able to resolve this, and she went on having a baby. Then somebody takes over, and I felt like she was being, attitude, and then she want to go around and act like I'm mentally ill. So, for example, I told her that I'm not gonna tolerate that. So she sends me letter saying, so I'm dropped out of the program, like she's a police or somebody, and as if she's like FBI or somebody. So I got dropped from the program, which they obviously worked on that thing. So, I don't know like who gave them a permission to, basically, um work with it, a lot of things in my case, and the line with like who gives them these permissions. Permissions are sure something that I would need to prove. I have no idea where they got these permissions. And then, in contact and so many different things, but besides that, that's what happened. And I got suspended from it, that SSI. And before, I don't have basically cash or anything, and it's not really calling it, having a cash, but I guess it is called calling a cash. It's just a number wise is different from people, the different cash they got. Regardless, I guess it's exhausting, and it's like really a lot of problems. And, so this cash will be used for major, situations, me to get by, but get by with it, like, strictly, like, things that I basically have to do. Like I have housing, I have Amazon credit card, I have few other credit cards, but they're like, and a firm bill as well. There's like a few things I got to going on like that. And originally, an average person, that's like, nothing. But for me, it's like I also I remember Team Marble. I used to have that. I own them like at least $400, like years, like since 2010 or something. I haven't paid off. I have like a small debts, but these small debts though, it's like go on years, and that's like what my lifetime is like worth it, and that's what my time is wasted on it as well. And so destroyed on him and everything. I mean, I do have a son, and it's like so bad for him to have like, problems, and basically, and him to be impacted mentally, physically, conditions, and any aspects of it. Obviously, everything. It's obviously goes in a category of humans could ever experience, and that would be, pretty wrong, bad, have consequences, all of that. But regardless, I'm gonna have to try to be positive, and in my life, and, so I'm just listing it briefly few problems I got. And so I went with, my, adopted father and SSA, office or social security office, and I've never been in there, and he took me in there. So um bottom of the line is so like he trying to emergency try to fix basically situation what went wrong. And when we go before we go at the office, he ended up obviously yelling at me quite a lot. Shut up, you talk too much. And it's a lot to put up with it. I feel like that like dude, I am legitimately human being. Like when you die, I'm still gonna be alive. Like, and so for example, you can't possibly think you permanently will haunt me, and it's kind of creepy. And you think that you will permanently be there. You will not permanently be there. I mean, he's going on weekend to see his parents who are in 90s, like under the age of 94. They're either 90 or 91, 92. And so they are lucky they have made it that far because nobody abused them, but not everybody is lucky to live that long, as like obviously damaged by abuse like I have. And just like don't really have anything else to say but abuse, and I really don't have good hope with it that it's possible living that long with abuse. And while they are super lucky that they have made it that long in their life, regardless, so difficult, how much strength I have, I don't think I'm bulletproof. One way, I constantly think so much of strength that doesn't exist. Another way, I just feel like that basically like somebody says object, not, I cannot be human being. I'm either in somebody's head, a dead, I have no soul, or I'm like object, like a table or chair or something, and I'm not looked at as a human being. Another way I have to use fantasies like overcoming it, the strength that I'm like, I have to be like, I have so much strength, even though I'm not big in it, believing in the strength out of nothing, and I can see or something. But I mean, like the strength that I overcome, if it was existent any way of it I could see, that's a lot of strength. So basically, I understand in it that I have a lots of problems, but my adopted father is trying to emergency work on emergency situations, like very big situations. Housing, I mean, they ended up adjusting a rent. When they ended up adjusting a rent, the following month, they'll pay what they are adjusted and what is an agreement. But my portion of rent, they will not pay that, I believe. So basically, that he is pushing it, lots of basically information and emergencies out of the window, and he's also emergency concentrating on it. Why SSI has suspended me, and he even gave me right in there try to find out. I had an idea, and I told him it had to do with my stocks, and he's like, keep going in circles, and not listening. And I went repeating it a billion times, circles. And so, okay, I agreed on a go. Their drive was crazy. He drives crazy. I was so scared. I thought that I should have said, no, I'm not going. But then I'm like, he will have difficulty resolving this otherwise. So I'm like, oh, I gotta go. But I'm like, when I'm in a car with him and he's driving it, I had a change of my mind. I'm like, I should have never done this. I was so scared. But not what, and in my beliefs I have it, but that was physically changing it, being real. And so we finally got there. I couldn't believe it. It was scary as right. And so we walked through the door, and some gentleman who is just sitting in there really dominant, in my opinion, and ask us to get IDs. I'm not even looking at him because it's just like the vibes, like I'm just trying to go to my bag, get my ID, but he just has like get attention behavior, but he doesn't have anything to offer on the table. At the same time, why that he should get attention, but his excuse constantly gonna be like, oh, I'm asking you to get sir the IDs. So okay, I'll work on getting my IDs. Like, it's just like there are actually some people like this type of jobs. It's a receptionist job or something. Sometimes agents, sometimes like a court, like individuals like who scan. Some of these like categories of people like that type of attitude and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, like they want attention, they want to harass, but they are and want all types of attention. Like they sexually look at some female, or they know somebody, or they drug dealing from somebody getting drugs or something. But like they don't want to basically like versus fuck that creates with other people no relation to with their behaviors, and they don't really feel like some people to give them attention, even though once again, they ended up talking bunch of unethical stuff about it. Like a lot of people, they're mean, and when they get along with the mean people, but good people actually who don't even give them any attention, and yeah, they ended up talking them like these good people are the ones who are doing things to them, and so they just create these fake things regardless. So, uh, my adopted father pulls up his ID. And so interactions with my adopted father is like as if this dude thinks he has a better swag, but then with other people interactions, as if like how I say, and they're like as if he has like the dude who works in an social security office, as if it's like, oh, he really gets along with them. I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. This is so freaking funny and not funny, because it's like we have to like spend our time wasting our time about this type of the stuff, and it's like not entertaining. And if you look at it, the people, if they had opportunities, and they ended up legitimately killing each other. So I mean, like, realistically, we're just like freaking victims at the same time, and we're like can do basically any of that. Not that I would really want to have conflicts, but just saying. And what did I learn in the United States of America? Bunch of crap, bottom of the line. And basically then we said, and he asked me papers, and I'm like, what papers? I mean, I have like not really been communicating with SSI any more than like that they pay, but I'm like, I had application first time that went, and then I had copies of that and with me, and then a recertification recently that they did. And I'm like, application of that, and I'm like that. But my adopted father goes on the lectures, and I don't really want publicly promotions about it, like about my SSI, or basically I'm mentally ill, or child support, or housing, or I'm idiot, like he calls me often, and stupid and senseless. But I don't really want like any conflicts and publicly, and any types of things that gives me basically negative the views. And I want privacy, which I believe it's not possible. Privacy is just not possible. I don't understand, like other people seem to have privacy. To me, but I don't know anything about them and hear anything about them, but to me, one person's privacy that I feel like doesn't exist as my own, and it's frustrating. Um, so it's tough. Although I understand why I think that, because it's almost like basically my own cells are like invading me, but hopefully not really. But something's up. Like something is really up with this. But so I kind of comprehend it, but I kind of don't comprehend it. And basically, um, that your own selves are responsible communication, so it's probably like why it's like responsible memorizing so many things, and it's just like no privacy anywhere exists. But and other people look to me so much like nothing, and like their actions are hidden and many other types of the things. And so that's like just like deep and just stuff that I'm not sure if I can go that level with the phrases. Anyhow, we are called and we didn't have to wait too long. That was freaking fantastic, crazy drive. I freaking was so scared, and it was crazy, it was nightmare. But I never want to do something like that in my life again. But we got there, and I prefer taking a train and GPS and ask every person how to get there. And just instead of dealing with this car ride, and basically, um, then we got called up. Some gentleman gets there and asks me my ID, and he ended up smirking, but like slightly. There are some types of severe smirks, like people have like different like looks and features, and figures. Like there's so many different ones, but really tiny one. And so I take my ID back. I don't like the picture, and I just don't really like my signature. I don't like a lot of things about it. And I'm like the dates of my birthday. I'm like, hell, he probably can even add up, and I don't like that either. And there's a lot of things to aim there, but I'm trying to be obviously positive, and he's obviously younger gentleman, and he's obviously not my age. And so he's probably in 20s, so I'm almost 35. And so I basically should have a child probably his age, and then from 28 to 27, 26, and so on. So I mean, I'm pretty guaranteed there's age difference, but like it's weird because um him and me, like he tries to like not see the age difference, and it's just unethical in my opinion. But that's Americans, and millions of Americans, and they just, I'm not sure how, like they think the age difference, there's like no age difference exists, but I'm like, that's like a complete lie. And so I'm like, okay, I'll leave them figure out the age difference. But like again, I don't want to be too like mystical or mythical, one of those. Like I want to be like, look, let's just stick with reality, and let's not stick with some like mythical things like Americans sure about it. And I could accidentally stick with these myths and stuff that America is like pretty good at creating and producing it. Anyhow, I've talked many times these things, so if somebody is like impressed by it, I mean, that has happened many times. I have freaking practiced this many times, and I have freaking made these speeches many times. And so, except today is today. And so, okay, so he will give my adopted father all the attention, which I was like, have it. And I'm like, I don't care about it. And I use the restroom, I come out. He has my stocks and everything in front of his face. And there's me and him. And basically, instead of him putting these papers in front of my face, because they're my papers, he gave his to my adopted father and ignoring me. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I cannot believe they released all of this information for privacy purposes. And he did. Not only that, he had this smirk combination of that to like kind of like somebody who has a look on his face like as if they ended up like accomplishing something or I don't know. Okay, so I'm like, great, I'm like, this is a big privacy violation, and give it to him, gives him basically like there was a $7,000 in account. He's like, what is this, blah blah blah. And so I've explained that I've tried to explain it repeatedly. Child support got stolen. They refunded me the money, and they could be stealing the child support. I mean, not that deep voice. And I repeat, well, child support got stolen, and I got refunded it. Child support cannot get stolen. Repeat, I get interruptions, and this dude is witness this happening. And my adopted father, like, it cannot get stolen. How did it get withdrawn? Doesn't make any sense. Me repeat, child support got stolen, and this is they ended up refunding me. He's like, where did this money coming from? I said, refund. Okay, and basically, lots. As you can see, provided paperwork that I can show full things, and Bank of America, dates, withdrawals, blah blah blah, da da da. Okay, this is a okay. That is a police report. Ow, that's like a police report. Ow, my leg. Ow, I hit my leg. That's a police report, but I cannot show full thing. And let's see. Ow, ow. Okay. Bank of America papers provided shows $1,000 withdraw every day. Okay. And basically that I cannot show everything, but that's basically what happened. And I didn't have the paper with me. Even if I did, it didn't matter, cause um it doesn't matter even if I did, because nobody believes it that he were interpreting those papers. So he's keep dismissing them. So it goes like, where did it came from? Refund from a Bank of America. What? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, well, so he's keep interrupting it, and I'm like, the child support got stolen, and it got refunded. I filed a police report, and then he goes again interrupting it. Child support cannot get stolen, and I'm like, yeah, well, it did. How? Unless you ended up speaking to him and you ended up giving him a permission to access the money. And I'm like, keep thinking about it. Time he calls me to some lady hyperologic, and I'm like, wait, is this means, I'm like, whatever the word it is, I'm like, does this mean like I'm a liar and I'm hyperlogic? That's what this is about it. And I'm like, keep like thinking my head about this, and I'm like, I don't want to make a big scene, and this is like really embarrassing. And so everybody and that social security office as a witness, even though they told us to turn off the phones and have no devices, no computers, nothing. But there's still people in there. They share their personal information, and it's still like that serious. But yeah, like he's keeping interrupting it, and I'm keeping my cool, and I'm like, um, so the dude. So I'm basically not saying it much. Just keep sitting there, be like, okay, I'll end it up, and behaving, and I'm like, okay, okay, I'm like, somehow this will get resolved. Okay, so I'm like, okay, um, somehow I was able to, just respond him, calmly and without proceeding any arguments, and professionally so as it could be done. So he ended up basically, saying that he will have to access these stocks. He would have to get them documents. And I was telling the dude that, wait a minute, I did give you, or not you, but I'm like the agency, all of this. I give the Bank of America refunds, which was like freaking £30. I given you every child support documents, and that's a lot of papers too. And DOR has given me, and um, then I given you stock for like 2 or 3 years worth of it, which was like 10 or 15 pounds papers. He says yes, but it wasn't good enough. And so my adopted father doesn't get it. What's going on here? Okay, he wants basically saying that it shows that there was an income on a stock, and it doesn't provide any information where the income coming from. And my adopted father, don't comprehend this, in my opinion. So I'm like, listen, I gave the Bank of America refund papers, and those papers show that where the money come from. And only copy I had the raw, and I gave you, not him, and I meant the give the box to their agency, send it to them, and I give you the child support payment documents, and I given you my bank statements, and I give you stock statements. By this point, every document that I have that given them. So the way it works, Bank of America, no way it works originally. The DOR pays the Bank of America gets robbed, and Bank of America, DOR tells me to report it to police, and also contact the Bank of America for refund as well. Which when I contact Bank of America, they took a police report, and basically they refund. And I also made a police report. When they did that and they put it on a card, I took the transfer to my bank, then transfer from my bank to transfer to the stock, and it was a bad decision because, I mean, I didn't really thought that I would basically have any problems with it doing that, but I did run into a problems with it. Um, and so, like, every single circumstances with it, I ran with lots of problems with it. Like, I just cannot have any money in my bank. And so basically, that I just thought it would be long term and I would be able to. And I'm like, long term doesn't make a lot of sense because I'm getting old and I'm getting like super old. But I mean, with the small amount of money, I'm just thinking, that, you know what is better thing to do? But I suppose get stocks. My adopted father gets really frustrated about these moves, and so I try to keep it calm and be like, he's working on emergency situation, everything's emergency. SSI suspended me. I have basically bunch of basic difficulties, and so I'm like trying to keep it like as cool as I can keep it, and I don't want any types of it problems. And I cannot believe it. This always happens. Like, I never cause any problem. And yeah, like he freaks out and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a lot of work basically. And there's a lot of difficulties with it. But I'm obviously being hit by it the worst, because at the end of the day that he has just about everything that he needs. And so basically, I feel like a dude, trying to give my adopted father all the attention. Um, Basically, like, I don't care about it, but basically, there are few people who do things like that, who make like my adopted father basically as if like he's dominant and stuff like that, and he is not dominant and stuff like that. And I just think it's ridiculous that for Americans, like that type of character to be seeking for a peace and seeking for a basically positivity in their life when they are so like bad. And so anyhow, we bounced out of there, and my adopted father obviously whines and stuff, and but he's like never will show whining and other people when it's like, but don't show it to me, show it to them. But he will not do that, and so he just does it behind the back. Like, if I'm gonna talk basically about somebody a problem, I'm just gonna do it behind their back. I'm just not gonna do it in their face. It's a good tactic, but it's like not as good when if you're basically like trying to um humiliate me, however, and so basically you look good but other people laugh at me, then that's like not works out for me same way as if they were the ones who were problem instead and facing it. This social security appointment, I haven't been in there, and it was like most embarrassing thing in my life. Okay, it's a little bit of it, not the most embarrassing thing, but feels, for example, today, like I said, like you know, we cannot really demonstrate in any conflict that it's like so high comparing to it that measures of the conflicts that people experience, and it's obviously much higher in some situations. But basically, I'm just going with it that I have basic difficulties. And so it was very embarrassing, and it felt like really crazy to walk in into unknown building social security when I feel like I shouldn't have any business in there. And basically, and it's just not my decisions for these types of the stuff, and so just comes with it so much difficulties with it, dealing with it, going there. And I have gone through difficulties with their employees over the phone as well, and they're always doing something for it, bullying, coughing, or hostile, and basically threaten or something, a pointing finger. You better get this to us, sir. You will blah blah blah, and not get a benefit or something else. But it's always like they can think of like big consequences, and it's so horrible. And yeah, it feels always like that. I mean, it activates, I guess nightmares. But you never see like a day ahead of it. Be like, okay, I'll be okay or something. But I'm good at it. I'm good at it. I'm pretty good at it by now. At the same time, to see a lot of days ahead of it, and I'm like, not every day I'm gonna make it. Sadly, ahead of it, but now I'm bad about it. But not all the time in my life I have seen um basically all the times that's common. And basically that okay, I don't really speak to my father, my adopted father. I mean, I don't really speak to him, so it's just frustrating to have these emergency problems and have him like chase around urgently to figure out. But he's having a very difficulty and obstacles with basically um just a lot of ways. I mean, you have SS, Social Security office problems, housing. I don't even want to list all of them. And basically, my insurance, I might be like was put it on it like through them, and I had a regular mascara originally, which even though if it's a mascara, still it's like I'm not sure if you have to reapply, and I'm not sure if my insurance still active. I haven't heard anything about it, but even worse than that my insurance if it's inactive, and I'm not sure about it, but it's so crazy because if I had to go to a doctor that my insurance is not available and it's so confusing. They keep saying it's free this doctor appointment, but every time they ask me for my insurance and get my insurance, and it's like really crazy and it's like super scary. But nothing more scarier than housing, that part, and that's also pretty scary. Well, my adopted father, and he has my son living with him, and also that he's going my adopted father to visit his parents, and I heard him talking about it, asking my adopted brother that he will end up staying watching my son and his friends to not set his house on a fire because they've been having bonfires or something, and watch out the stuff. And basically, I heard that my son has F's on homework. And I didn't hear that him speaking to me about these things. He was speaking to my adopted brother over the phone, so he agreed on that. But I was like, being ignored and avoided him. And he wasn't asking me to basically watch my son. And so he's gonna have to see his parents. He has done more than one time. They're elderly, and basically, he's asking my adopted brother to watch my son, watch his friends, basically what he does usually regular times, what he requests as a. And my son's room did scare me with all the types of electronic things going on there, and I'm like, um dude, there are too many wires here. And just having a fire in my oven recently has freaked me out. And I've said this to my adopted father and my son, even though he's not old enough taking responsibility, and stated all those electricity things need to leave from his room. And that's obviously anybody would feel like it's crazy. Nobody wants any types of basically harmful products around their kids, and basically bombs or guns or basically batteries that could be harmful for them, chemicals or electricity cords or anything. He got too much stuff happening in his room with electricity things, and it's a mess. But too many things happen, and I don't understand it. I also saw a lot of bright, colorful, neon colored stuff in there in his room, bright things. And I'm like, where did he get ideas for this? It's pretty interesting. I wish I knew it, but it's like, not really sure. He says he got it from Amazon, but they're so bright. And but anyhow, that's also like triggering me hard difficulties. Like I'm worrying about my son, and I want to make sure, like for a while I've been asking for it, like him being protected, and take away all those computers away, take away all those wires, take out of his room, use the computer in the living room. And so just something that is bothering me each time. So anyhow, so he gets like like previous video, he gets my son through like guardian guardianship, just bunch of basically his father's conflicts, and um you know um conflicts that they have created for me. I ended up speaking to my kid first, and then I asked my adopted father if he can move with him. I knew he would say yes, but he was trying to like make me, for example, like think hard or something. I'll think about it. And let's see. I don't want to show everything. No. Okay, these are binder. This is a one binder out of many binders with related to um the court stuff, including other complaints, civil rights application. Bottom of the line here is um here is yeah, medical things I filed. That's a black and gray, or what is it, paper past bruise I had. You can actually see in the center the bruise that it is basically different color than the rest of it, but it was supposed to be color, but somehow it isn't. Medical problems as well, and basically there's freaking going around what is this, um basically other stuff I had to do, maybe go DTA office, housing, something I had to do. And basically um okay, the DTA basically applications, and basically DTA appointments, and okay, even though it says DTA, there's other court papers on there. And basically um bottom of the line, I was looking for something like I'm like federal court papers or something. But it will reveal stuff in there, and yeah, I would have to block the stuff out of there, and basically um yeah, it just would be like that problem. But anyhow, some of those reasons included in them why my son when moving with him, and it's just like tough basically on me um to deal with it, but I've said it obviously before, but I don't really like whining about it. And so like there's just like video I cannot show everything, every details. So I have to carefully put up my microphone, my key microphone. Oh, I don't want to forget this. Um Basically I want to be able to um think really carefully what I want to share. So stuff like that. God, like I said, so many books that I want to publish. not because like it's convenient, but it required like being impacted so badly, and it required like years of like basically not having like much opportunity, and it including like living like you perform like many different ways, like authorities have mentioned it during the like studying it, like experiences as well, criminals like psychology and human body, and it's like you go bathroom. I mean, I've been having a difficulty, luckily not like constipation or whatever how you say it like that, but just like idea of using a restroom. And many times that when I write, like I said, I cannot go to use in a restroom, and just like hard work to write anything, most thing is publishing it, and publishing has been very difficult for me and stuff like that, and finding publishers. But it just seems to be like the work where I am like dying over it. I have felt many times like if somebody just bumped me or something, and well, I want it painless and easy. I want something like just like take my life away, but like easiest away, because of, for example, it's so hard, for example, writing a books, but it's so hard, for example, at the same time to have an anger, and it's so hard basically to live my life. Like since I've been on SS social security benefits, you just sit on your butt. Although obviously I only have one son, so I can even running around with him, and he's 16. And so basically when he was younger, I could basically running around with him, but now he's like 16, and that has been damage for me, because when he was like 11 or something, he moved with my adopted father. So he was like still a baby to me. Yes, I understand he wasn't